Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tassie P and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Make sure you leave a like, a comment would be very nice, and make sure you share with somebody you know and love. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So, as you can tell by the title, today we're going to talk about a few things that I wish I knew before coming to Canada. Now, would these things have, like prevented me from coming? Yes, no, maybe so, who knows. But now that I'm here, if you are thinking about coming to Canada or you know anybody else is coming, these are just a few things that I wish I knew about before coming, just so that I would have been at least educated. But now that I'm here, I have the knowledge, I'm here to share it with you. So today we're going to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before coming to Canada. Number 1, which is to me a very big thing, credit. What is credit? Credit? Phone card? No. Credit card? Yeah. So before coming to Canada, I learned about credit card in school for I think everybody learned about it, but I didn't truly understand the concept. So upon coming here, I thought that upon coming here, I was told that I could take credit out. Like, I could literally go to the bank and get a credit card and get money, like free money, like money. Like, who's that happy to get money? And at that time, just coming here, not having a job, not knowing anyone, to me it was like the perfect thing. However, I got to understand that credit card is not just something you take and use to pay back everything in full. No. With a credit card, when the bank give you, this is what I understand. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. But based on what I've gone through, the bank gives you credit, right? They give you a card and they say, here's some money. Like take it and use it, but pay us back. And so what I was told is to, as soon as you use a credit card, make sure you have your own money so you can put money back on that card. And what they'll do is, say they give you $1,000 credit card, right? $1,000, you're a new student, this is what you get. It's really good because in times when you don't have the money right away, you can do your groceries, you can probably pay your phone bill, maybe you need some books or so. It's very helpful, especially as an international student. However, it's really good when you have a job or you have some means of paying it back, because what happens is the bank will say, okay, here's $1,000 and you ended up using $200. They would probably say, okay, for the first month you need to pay us at least $10. So you can pay more than $10, but if you don't pay that money, then they start to charge you. And when they charge you for that $10, they start to add interest on it. So now you're paying back more than $10. You're paying back probably double, triple, quadruple, depending on how big that figure on the credit card is and also how much interest that credit card is gonna take. But the good thing is with credit, in these countries, like where I'm from Jamaica, I don't know nothing about credit. We don't know no credit. We go to the bank and get a loan. We do what we gotta do. You go and get your job. You do what you gotta do. In Canada, it's a lot different. You need credit to actually buy a house, to buy a car, just any little thing. You do need credit, and you need really good credit. So what happens is each time you pay for something, whether it's through your phone bill, your credit card, whatever it is, it means that each time you pay, and you pay on time or before, and you pay it all off without being in debt, this keeps adding to your credit score. The higher your credit score is, the more likely and easier for you to get things like a house, a car, and do simple business transactions as you get older. So that's what I know about credit. So if you're gonna come to Canada, you need to build your credit. Make sure you pay by the people them money. Just pay it back, okay? Now, number 2, which should have been number 1 because this is a very big one, racism. Yeah, racism exists in Canada. And no, it's not as out there like it is. I don't think it's as out there as it is like it is in the USA. There are definitely people here who are racist. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about white people being racist to black people. I'm talking about white people being racist to Indians, natives, and natives being racist to other race. It's just like, it exists. You may not get that full force, or like, oh, somebody's gonna like be, like discriminate you or they may not do it and they may do it, because I'm gonna tell you a story. So when I just came here, one of the places that I used to work was KFC. And as a student, like, you know, that was my means of living, paying my phone bill, you know, saving, doing whatever. One day my staff member and I were working, and she is white, and we were there, we're doing whatever it is. She was the cashier, so she was at the drive-through, and I was the one packing the food. And the person in the car was actually a native person. They were like the first set of people who were like in Canada, who had Canada, and then the Europeans came and take them. So long and short, those are natives. But in the car, after I packed the food and everything, and I gave it to my staff member, and she handed it to the person, to the guy in the vehicle, he looked at her and said, is everything good with the food? So she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, you know, because she's a black person. Yeah. So he literally said out of his mouth, out of his big sticky mouth, yeah, like, did she basically saying like, did I put something in the food, or did I do something to the food? Like, because I touched the food, does it mean it's dirty? Like, that's what I was getting from it. And after he drove off, like, both, because he was in a taxi, like the taxi driver, I heard the taxi driver and my staff member saying like, what, and then he drove off, right? So I didn't know what was happening, because I was like over the section packing food, and then I was like, what happened? Like, I'm trying to be nosy, not knowing that this whole conversation was about me. And then she didn't want to tell me, because I think she would have even felt away. But then I'm like, girl, tell me what happened. Like, I don't care, like, tell me. And so she told me what happened, and so I felt away like immediately, because it's like, you're in your job doing your work, and here comes the one thing which you have feared happening actually happened to you. So I've actually had people done other things to me as well, which is not, like I said, it's not as blatant as that guy, but it's been like where you can feel the energy, you can feel the vibe. It's from, like, I've had the same like other experiences, again, being at, like, working at a fast food, and even working at, like, other jobs. Like, you will get people who are like that, but for the majority, there are still amazing people who are out there and just, you know, like, great people. But should that stop you if you want to come to Canada? No, I don't think it should, because at the end of the day, you're gonna find racists everywhere you go, even in your very own country, right? And even if it's not straight out racism, you will experience some form of colorism no matter what your shade is. So don't let that or anybody stop you from just being beautifully black or being beautifully you, period. So moving on to the next one is international fees, and I've done a maximum, I think, of 2 or 3 videos on this channel talking about international fees. So being that I am now an international student graduate, I am working full-time, I'm now making my money, I'm living bigger lifestyle, period. So as for international fees, all I can say is I wish I understood the Canadian currency and understood how expensive it was in comparison to what a domestic person is paying and an international student is paying. If I had known, I think it would have definitely prevented me from coming, because in my mind I would have probably been like, okay, hell no, I'm not gonna put my parents through this. My parents can't afford this. Like, why would I go, you know, like somewhere paying like millions of dollars in Jamaican money? It would have been millions of dollars versus like for a year, versus just like battling it out in my country and then like probably bringing myself here if I want. But right now where I am, I can safely say that I'm very, very happy with coming here to Canada, very, very happy with having supportive family, and also very happy with being a strong person as I am, because it's not easy. I'm not rich, but me make it true. Like, my family is good and stable, which is nice, right? And I feel like majority of the world is at that point where everybody's trying to get up on the ladder. But I'm really happy I made the decision to come, because not only was I able to like get, you know, helping hand along the way through like small scholarships. Like, those scholarships was not like whoa massive, but they were good enough because my grades were good, so they were good enough to help me at least get through at some point, whatever it was. And also know that I am done with school. It feels good because I'm not in any debt. And I know that if I had stayed back home, owing student loans would have been something that would have probably been over my head. So now, knowing that I don't have a student loan, the only reason I have to like do all of that or go through that whole process is if I genuinely take up myself and go and put myself in that situation. So now that I've passed that stage, I'm done with tertiary education. When and if I want to go back, hopefully I'll do it when I am more so now a domestic student in Canada. You get me? Yeah. So that's it. So international fees are expensive, but like I said, if you have supportive family and you're a strong person who can get through by any means, definitely shoot your shot and come, because opportunities are good. And that is what I'm moving next into, job opportunities. Now, up and coming, I was young, like I never understood what it means to like have a job right out of college or university, or even just have like a job. I didn't understand. But up and coming here, I would say it was not easy finding a job like right away. I'm talking about like a retail job to help me through school. It was not. But after being here for months and being patient and applying and putting myself out there and making people know that, listen, I need a job, I finally got one. And I was lucky enough to even have 2 part-time jobs as a full-time student. Like, that is massive. And so being able to have 2 jobs, like 2 sources of income, even while being in school, even though they were both retail, my second job was Home Depot, for those who don't know, it felt good because it showed me that, you know, at the end of the day, even as a student, you can still have opportunities of like working and making your own money while you're studying. Yeah, so that is one thing that I love about Canada. Also, I knew that one reason that I wanted to come was job opportunities, but like I said, I didn't know how good it was. Myself and many of my other classmates were able to get a full-time job before we were even finished our programs. Like, that is amazing, and I am happy for that, because I know that if I was back home, I do not think the reality would have been the same. I would have probably still be going through university, trying to figure out like what I'm doing, and then when I'm done, it's not that I probably wouldn't have gotten a job. It would probably be the fact that I ended up taking a very long time to get the ball rolling on my career path, and also I may have been working at a lower level or just end up at any random job just because I would need to make money. So now that I'm here and I have had the opportunity, all I'm saying to all you guys out there, if you know like job opportunities is one of the good things on your list coming to Canada, trust me, it is worth it, especially depending on where you go in Canada and also your career path. So what I did was dental assisting. I know I'm in the path of dentistry, so being able to do that and feel proud about it and being done, and I'm a certified DA, it feels good. And to know that jobs are always there for me, trust me, it's a really good feeling. So if you want to come to Canada and do whatever it is you want, just know that there's always going to be a job within that field. Especially do extensive research. No, last thing but definitely not least is I wish I had known that living on your own as a student is a lot more affordable than living on campus. Yeah, so many people won't tell you, or maybe they will, but upon coming to Canada, you are more than likely to find student housing wherever it is close to your university. You're more than likely to find affordable student housing. Yes, you'll be sharing a house with maybe 2, 3, or even 4 people, but in this case, you can pay, like for example, you'll be living in a house, having your own room, but sharing like the bathroom, the kitchen, the living room. You'll be paying like $400, right? So you're paying $400 to $500 for the month. Fine. Upon coming here, my living on campus for the first year for university was $7,000, right? That was like for 8 months. And I paid like $7,000. I don't remember if it was $7,000 flat or over $7,000. And yeah, so that would have been like $875 monthly for rent. Yes, it's very good when you just come here, because not knowing anyone, not knowing how to even take the bus or do anything, it would have been very harder for me. So I'm kind of glad that I stayed on campus. But all I have to say is, once you get the opportunity to get off campus, especially in your second year, your third year, you definitely want to do that, because living in houses or like student housing is way more affordable, and you're spending way less money. Not only that, I kind of like it because it helps you as a student and as a person to learn how to be more independent in terms of like paying your bills on time, paying your rent on time. So this means that once you're done and you're working your full-time job and you're making good money and you decide to move out and move into your own apartment or your own house or whatever, this has taught you like how to live through renting before getting a house. So I think that's a really good idea. And if you're somebody coming to Canada, if you find that it will be more affordable for you to live off campus, definitely go ahead, do some research, see if you can find a landlord, or like always try to do like video calls online before you actually come. If it's better for you to live on campus, especially the first year, definitely go ahead and do it. But in the long run, living off campus it's more affordable, unless they're paying it all for you. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you are somebody looking to travel as an international student, I believe depending on where you're going, it's definitely a great opportunity. So take whatever it is that you have in your, your court and roll the ball. Thank you guys for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. So once again, thank you for coming back, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.